Hello, my name is Helen. I'm going to take you through a Vinyasa flow. Vinyasa meaning it's a yoga where we flow and move quite dynamically. And the only thing you'll need is a yoga mat if you have one. Maybe have some layers for warmth if you want to. Maybe put on at the beginning, middle, end. And if you have anything like blocks or things to bring kind of the floor closer to you, you can always have that. The main thing I'd like to say with anything is move for your body, move for how good you feel today. If you need to take rest, take extra rests. Don't try and match your shape or push yourself where you need to go. But at the same time, if you think you can go further, especially if you think you can go further than me, please do. We are going to start lying on our backs, please. So lie down, and you can lie anywhere that's comfortable. So traditional Shavasana would be with your legs extended, feet hip distance, arms by your sides, slightly away from your body with palms up. You can lie any way that's comfortable and just take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And do it again. Inhale through your nose. Sigh your breath out. Let's come with one more breath like that. And then just take a few breaths in and out through the nose. In today's class, we're going to be working on our spine movement, kind of twisting, bending, extending. And I hope it's going to feel really good by the end of the session. So you breathe in, just give your knees a squeeze. So draw your knees in towards your body, give them a little hug. And maybe just hold, maybe go and create little circles. A little bit of movement just to massage your back on the floor. And then release your arms, lay your arms on the floor so wide by your shoulders. Drop your feet to the floor and then just drop your knees from side to side. So going over to the left side, to the right side. I feel like a very gentle twist in the back. Then inhaling as your knees lift up and over, exhaling as they drop to the other side. And your knees do not have to come all the way to the floor. And then next time your knees are in the middle, give your knees a little squeeze again, hug them in. And this time bring your head towards your knees, round your back, and start to rock your weight forward and backwards until you've got enough momentum to come up to sitting. And when you're there, sitting cross-legged if you're able, or sitting any other way that's more comfortable. Take your right arm across, your left arm behind, and take a gentle twist. Anytime we're twisting, we're hoping that we've got a foundational point. So a point that's more anchored, in this case that's sit bones. So make sure the weight's evenly down. Control with your right hand how far you twist. At the moment it shouldn't be too far because we're not particularly warm. And then maybe you look back to twist and stretch through the neck as well. Switching sides, switch your arms over, try and maintain your posture. Going back through the middle, reach your right arm up and side bend to the left. That might be a small side bend. Your natural range might be coming all the way to the forearms, but just watch out if your right bum or right knee is lifted, and then switch over to the other side. Bring both hands onto your knees. Then seated cat cows, tuck your chin around your back, and then pull your chest forward and look up. And just repeat that a few times. Exhaling as you round, inhaling as you open. Now, often in yoga, we breathe in whenever we've got an open chest. Not always. Or sometimes we breathe in for length. But just in case you're ever waiting for the cat and cow, it's always inhaling here as we open and expand the chest. We're going to keep these cat and cows going, but in all fours. So just bring your hands to the sides. Shoulders come over wrists, knees over the hips, and arching the back. And rounding your back. Breathing in as the belly drops, the chest opens. Breathing out as you round. And move and breathe in a way that feels good for you. So if you're feeling higher energy today, move and breathe faster. Lower energy, it's a little bit slower. And now just take some freedom in movement and move in a way that feels good in your back. So it might be adding some side bends, maybe some circular motion, maybe rocking a little bit backwards and forwards. You might I often get a few little clicks here. Just move in a way that feels really good and nice in the body. I went there, did you hear that? Really good. I was really like, oh, that feels great. And then just take your knees as wide as your mat. So it's a little bit wider to try and keep your hips stable. Your hips are going to be the stable base for this twist. Lift your right arm up and then thread the right arm underneath the left armpit. And then go again. Breathe in as you open your chest and breathe out as you thread underneath. Your hips will try and move right and left, so you're trying to keep them square to the floor. This third one, thread under and hold. So maybe you can have your shoulder and ear down and just take a few breaths here. You can keep your left arm on the floor, maybe bring the hands to the floor, maybe reach your left arm forwards, or you might like to wrap your left arm behind your back. You're going to come and switch sides and push your way back up again. And then this time it's the left arm, so twisting and opening and threading underneath. See how this side compares. Same breath. And then after your third one, you're gonna hold and stay. See if you can maybe land the ear down. And again, choose to push your right hand. Give it relaxed. You can use the hand to push into the floor. You can reach forwards or wrap behind your back. And then we're coming to a child's pose. So push yourself up and sit your hips back towards your heels. Walk your fingers forward. Think about creating length in your back, and you can relax your head down to the mat. As you breathe in here, think about expanding the back of your body. So feel your ribs expand right up into the upper back. Just lift up onto your fingertips and walk your hands over to the left side of your mat and roll your right arm and go sideways and armpit down towards the mat. So you feel a stretch in your lats. Your lats is that muscle kind of on the side of the back near your armpit. Switching over to the other side, walk your hands across and roll over. So the left armpit rolls towards the floor. And coming back to the middle, see if you can walk the hands any further forwards. You're going to flow through your spine. So tuck your chin. Think about starting to round your back as your hips shift forwards. Rounding your back until you come to a modified plank on your knees. Shoulders come over wrist. And now let the belly drop. Look up like a cow pose and start to shift your weight back again. And then finally, once you hit the back, repeat. Tuck your chin, round your back. Like you would in cat pose, but as you're coming, you're shifting forward, and round into a modified plank on your knees. And then when you're there, look up, lift your tailbone, arch your back, and round, shift backwards. Let's do that again with a little bit of breath. Inhale as you come forwards. And then exhale, brace. And then breathe in, arch your back. And breathe out, set your hips back. So really mobilizing through the spine. Have a little pause here. And spread your fingers, tuck your toes underneath you, lift your hips to downward dog. Your first downward dog. So just paddle out your feet, pushing one heel towards the floor, then the other. Feel a dynamic, so moving stretch into your calves and your hamstrings. Wow, and now you've got options. So we're going to do that similar kind of motion forward and back from downward dog, but if that feels too much, drop your knees to the floor and go again from child's pose to modified plank and back again. So wherever you are, pause your legs and tuck your chin around your back as you shift forward into a full plank. And now bend your knees so you can look up, arch your back and shift back into downward facing dog. And then do it again, rippling forwards, breathing in. Breathing out to unravel and brace. Bend your knees. Inhale, look up, arch your back. And exhale, push the floor away. Start to lengthen your legs again. Let's go with one more. Inhaling forwards. And exhaling, flow back. And this time, bend your knees and walk your feet forward so they come between your hands. Coming to a forward fold. Take as many steps as you need. And then just dangle over your thighs, nod your head, shake your head, and then just get a little shimmy through the shoulders. Tuck your chin and roll up one vertebra at a time to mountain pose. So eventually shoulders going to stack over the hips, head over the shoulders, and slightly tuck your tailbone and tuck your chin. This mountain pose, arms by your side, palms turn forwards. Take a breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth, making a HA sound like and again, in through the nose. Imagine there's a window in front of you, or a mirror, and you're trying to steam up with your breath. The third. And now breathe in through your nose, and this time that same kind of HA, but with your lips closed. So it becomes an audible exhale through the nose, in through the nose. Exhale through nose with that slight restriction down the back of the throat. I'm going to try and keep that breath throughout this class. Let's flow, extend the mountains, circle the arms up, press your palms overhead. Now drop your left arm to your left thigh and side bend to the right. Sorry, the left. Switching sides, breathe in, palms meet. And breathe out, side bend right, genuinely this time. Back to extended mountain, pressing palms. And then bend your knees and fold forward, forward fold. Tuck your chin, release your neck. Flat back extend. You can lift up onto fingers or hands on the shins or even the thighs. Creating a long spine and then bend and fold. Step your right foot way back to low lunge. And lift your chest to help drop your hips and open the hips. Downward dog. Bend your knees, lunge your right foot between the hands. And if you struggle to get it between, then just put your left knee down and physically help it so the knee comes over the ankle. Then just tuck the toe, lift the knee again, and we're dropping hips, lifting chest. Downward dog. Tuck your chin to roll forward through your spine to plank. Get that rippling motion. Drop the knees to the floor, bend your elbows backwards towards your ribs to crocodile pose. And land your hips and squeeze your bum, lift your chest to baby cobra. Pause here. And now lower your chest towards the floor. Do it again. Squeeze your bum and lift your chest away from the floor. Baby cobra. Try not to use your hands. And then lower yourself back down again. And again, we lift, squeeze your bum, And this time, pause, hold, just squeeze your elbows in a little bit more towards your body. Feel your upper back activate, as well as your lower back and your bum. And then back to downward dog. So push back to your knees, tuck your toes under and lift your hips. Have a pause here, paddle out your feet. Anytime if you feel you don't want to come to down dog, you can always come to a child's pose. And anytime if it gets too much, you can just pause and finish the class, finish the 30 minutes in lying on your belly, on your front, on your side. And just joining in where you can. And now bend your knees and step both feet between your hands, forward fold. Feet together or feet hip distance. Lift into flat back extend. Up on fingers or hands on shins or thighs. Forward fold. Roll up to extended mountains. Big circle of the arms. Press your palms. And then lace your fingers behind your back. Roll back the shoulders and open your chest, finding a baby back bend, squeezing your glutes. And we're going to go again. Breathe in, big circle arms, press the palms. Breathe that left arm drop, side bend left. Inhale, palms meet overhead. Exhale, side bend other side. Inhale, palms meet. And exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back extend. Choose your hand position and breathe out and fold. Inhale, step your right foot way back to low lunge. Drop the hips, lift the chest, and we're going to add a twist. So lift your left arm up and twist towards your thigh. You can pop your right knee down at any point if that gets a bit too challenging. And then bring the hand back down again. We're going to open the other way. So bring your left hand inside your left leg and lift your right arm up. Now as you do, drop your right heel down. It's going to naturally want to open in the hips. And if this is a bit too much, rest your left arm on your thigh. We're going to repeat the two again. Plant the right hand down, lift your right heel, and open up to the left. And then left hand comes inside the left foot, or left arm to thigh. Roll the right hip down and open. Now from here, it's going to strong, so you're going to come up to warrior two. So push into your left leg, push all the way up. Shoulders come over hips. And now C-shape your spine, reverse warrior. Land your right arm to right thigh. Reach up and side bend. Now straighten your left leg and keep that side bend in your body. Bend your left knee, keep reaching back. Perfect. Cut with your hands either side of your left foot. Lift your right heel to lunge. Downward facing dog. So repeat other side. So bend your knees and lunge your right foot between the hands. And again, help it if you need to. If you struggle to get the knee over the ankle, left knee down, physically help it there. Drop the hips to lift the chest. At any point, pop your left knee down. Lunge twist, lift your right arm and twist and open towards your thigh. Now right hand comes inside the right foot. Plant the left heel down and open up other way. It's a big move, so you might need to come up higher and rest on your thigh. And then we switch in again, plant the left hand, pivot the back foot, open and twist, switching sides, plant the hand, plant the heel and open. Now breathe in, and as you breathe out, push really hard into your right leg to lift the upper body. Notice your right is going to try and straighten, so try and keep it bent if you can. Warrior two. Reverse warrior, breathe in, left arm to left thigh, C-shape your spine. Keep that C-shape and just straighten your right leg. Keep the C-shape, bend the right knee again. And now cartwheel the hands either side of your right foot. Lift your left heel, low lunge. Downward dog, press back. Rippling forward through your spine. Finding a strong plank position. And then you can lower your knees or not as you lower to crocodile. And then land all the way down to the ground. Baby cobra, squeeze your bum and lift your chest. This time hold your chest lifted. See if you can release your hands. If you're able to do that, try and reach your arms forward. Maintain your chest lifted away from the floor and now pull your arms back. And then do that again 2 more times. And it might be that you walk your hands forward, have slight support, and walk your hands back. Go with one more. Perfect. Land the hands, push back to a downward dog, push back through knees, tuck toes and lift hips. Have a little paddle up with your feet again. Notice how your downward dog feels now compared to how it did the first time. And then bend your knees. You can jump your feet or step your feet between the hands, forward folds. Flat back extend, lift up onto fingers, hands on thighs or shins, and then fold. Chair pose, drop the hips, lift your arms and lift your chest. Shift your weight back in towards your heels. Now press palms together and bring the hands to the chest. Turn to the right. And then see if you can open your arms wide. And now have a look down at your knees. See if they've gone knock-kneed, meaning one knee is behind the other. And see if you can keep them evenly together. That's going to help keep your hips as your stable foundation. Switching sides, breathe in, reach up. Press the palms, breathe out, hands to chest. Inhale, turn to the left. And exhale, spread your arms wide. Pause again, have a look down at your knees. One more breath. Perfect, and release, extended mountain. Just lengthen your legs. And pull your elbows down and wide. Open your chest, squeeze your upper back. And then just return the arms by your side, mountain pose. Get a tiny bit more strength. Just going to heel toe the feet as wide as your mat. And we're going to squat down. So squat down and bring your hands inside your knees. So depending where you are, you might be squatting higher. You might be able to, higher, came up funny, right? You might be able to come all the way to hindi, so butt to the knees. It might be anywhere in between. Wherever you are, try and keep your heels down and your spine long. So check if you've rounded or lifted in the neck. If you have, come higher. Now we're going to twist again and reach your right arm up. Open. Switch sides. And come all the way down to the ground. So if you can, you squat down and then maybe use your hands to help yourself. You might be able to sit all the way down without the use of your hands. And then bring your feet in front of you, tuck your chin, round your back, and start to roll all the way down to the ground. When you're there, open your arms wide. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And drop your knees to the right hand side. And now just scoot your hips back a little bit so they're still in line with your head. And your shoulders in this point is your foundation, so try and ground them evenly. And do not feel like you have to force your knees to land all the way down. They may or may not. And if you feel like you can take a little bit more, first look at your knees, see if they're not kneed again. Think about aligning them. That might be a little bit too far. So you also might want to use your right hand to gently help guide the knees towards the floor. You might want to bring your knees up a bit higher towards your shoulders or further away if you want to reduce. Just take one more breath in and one more breath out. And they're going to come back up through the middle. Take a little moment just to pause, and you can pause just lying still. You can take a full body stretch, stretch your arms and legs out long. You might want to hug your knees towards your body. And just kind of allowing the spine to restack, basically, untwist. And then when you're ready, lay your arms wide on the floor. Draw your knees in towards your body and lower them to the left-hand side. And again, you'll be a bit of a wonk, so just pick up your hips and scooch them back a little bit. And breathe. And once you've got your shoulders planted down, when I think about lengthening the spine, So you might like to think about just pulling your right hip away from your right rib cage. See how that lengthens a little bit more across your lower back, and then you may be able to come deeper into the twist. Notice how one side feels compared to the other. They won't be the same, or they'll very unlikely be the same. And be sure to move and adjust to make sure it feels good. Maybe using your hands to come a little bit deeper. One more cycle of breath. And release them back up through the middle. Same thing again, just take a little moment to pause, hold, stretch out, do what feels you need to do, like you feel you need to do in this moment. We're going to finish with a small inversion and also a bit of a counterbalance. So bring your hands up by your sides, the heels in close to your bum, and start to push into the feet. Tuck your pelvis and peel your hips off the ground. Now you can stop with your hips quite low and just stay, and maybe even use your hands to help support your bum. Or you might be able to lift up higher, so you roll your weight onto your shoulders. That's where we're coming to a back bend rather than a hip bridge. And then if you want a little bit more, you can walk your shoulders underneath your body, squeezing your upper back. At any point, by the way, just come down and just lie down if you're ready. If not, think about lacing your fingers underneath and pressing your hands down. And if you want more, again, you can walk your feet in closer and lift your heels. Really bring your chest close to the chin, opening the front of the body, whacking the back of the body. One more breath. And then we reverse it. So if you've got the hands clasped open, landing the heels. And then try to roll down gradually one vertebra at a time from the upper back to the mid back, lower back, down to the tailbone. Take a full body stretch. Stretch your arms and legs out really long. And we finish with Shavasana. So that's just a couple of minutes of stillness. So you can stay here in this big star pose, or move into any position that might feel more comfortable. So maybe arms by your sides or hands resting on your belly. You might want to bend your knees or roll onto your side or your front. The main aim of this is to try and have some stillness and a pause. So we're not moving or stretching, and we're also not doing anything. We've allocated this time for ourselves to just be doing yoga. So you've got the time to just take a few breaths, a few moments of quiet and inactivity. Breathe in any way that feels most comfortable. And if you haven't already, you might like to close down your eyes. If you want something to focus on, use your breath to anchor you. And maybe see about taking 10 slow breaths. Maybe even adding a little pause after the inhale, a little pause after the exhale, as long as it doesn't feel like you're straining. whenever you've done your 10 breaths, so I would encourage you to do whatever comes last, your 10 breaths, or until you hear me say to start moving. When you have, just bring gentle movement again and wiggling fingers and toes. Keep breathing if you are there, and then rotate your wrists and ankles. I like to move my head along the floor side to side just to massage the back of the head. And then just bring your knees in towards you again and roll over onto your right hand side, taking another little pause. Another couple of breaths. And when you feel you're ready to push yourself up until you're sitting any way that's most comfortable, where again, make sure you take one final breath, one final pause in through the nose. And breathe out any way that feels good, sighing it out or exhaling slowly. And when you're ready, blinking your eyes open if they're not already. Thank you so much.